The round of 16 is complete, and it's been a day of drama. Jannik Sinner coming through against Grigor Dimitrov after losing the first two sets. We're going to speak about that drama. Of course, very sad for Grigor Dimitrov. Hopefully he recovers. Djokovic had troubles against Minaur, but come through. Iga stormed on. So did Mirra Andreeva. We're going to speak about it and give our quarterfinal predictions.
That's right. Round 4 is in the books now, and we have our quarterfinalists. But there were some very up and down matches today. Some players playing terribly in certain sets, but then pulling through and playing incredibly at the end. And some players just a complete whitewash. I'm talking about Djokovic, talking about Sinner, and I'm talking about Iga as well. Well done to you, Iga, getting through to the quarterfinals. Your pick looking pretty good right now. And how has Jannik Sinner made it through to the quarterfinals? Well, I think that's the first place we've got to start. I put out a post-match reaction, but this is where we get to hear JG's thoughts on the Sinner-Dimitrov debacle. I mean, what happened? The injury? Let's get started with that.
Well, I've just had a sip of grappa for Jannik Sinner. It was water, not grappa, but still, it's a really, really, really sad loss for Grigor Dimitrov. My heart goes out to him. He was the better player today. 2 sets up, I was fearing the worst. I was worried about coming on this episode. I knew what would happen. I knew what the comments would be. And how I've dismissed everyone, even Djokovic in a potential semi-final. And I've already been speaking about the Sinner-Alcaraz final. And at that moment, I thought, you know what? I've well and truly jinxed this. It's not going to happen. Grigor Dimitrov's going to win this match. And rightfully so. He was phenomenal today. His serving was very, very good. The pace on the serve was amazing. But yet, it could have been his downfall as well, because it happened from a serve. He even managed to find an ace to clinch the game, and then we saw him fall to the ground. Looked like it was his pec, his right pectoral, and I can't see him playing tennis for some time now until he recovers. It's going to take some time. He was in a really bad way. It wasn't very nice scenes. I mean, even when he come back out to shake the umpire's hand, it looked like he was struggling. And Sinner was very, very modest and humble in claiming the victory, and gave full props to Dimitrov. And said it didn't really feel like a win, because it didn't. He is through to the next round. I've sort of brushed past the whole problems with Jannik Sinner throughout. He clearly wasn't hitting the ball as freely as we know he can. He has his own elbow injury, and we could be going. We may not be going into a Sinner Shelton matchup, because he's got an MRI scan tomorrow to assess the extent of Jannik Sinner's injury. So, I mean, Ben Shelton right now will be licking his lips, because he may not even have to play Jannik Sinner and could be straight into the semis. It's a really sad day, actually. It's dramatic, but we don't want to see injuries, and I would have much rather Dimitrov go through and win this match than what's happened, because now I feel we're in a situation where Sinner's got through, but he's also carrying an injury, and I am very, very doubtful that he's going to play against Shelton at the moment.
Well, he still managed. This was very early on, obviously, in the match against Dimitrov, but he still managed to keep playing. Who knows what would have happened in that third set?
It's adrenaline, Ben. How many times have we seen Nadal or Djokovic play on for an injury and then pull out in the next round?
Tablets he was taking as well. They were giving him.
You've got painkillers, you've got adrenaline, all of these things in the heat of the battle. You sleep on something, and just like myself, you feel it in the morning when you wake up, and there's not much recovery time.
Yeah, for sure. Who knows what would have happened in this match had there not been the injury. It was just a crazy way for the whole thing to end. Just when you thought, oh, now this could suddenly get interesting. Obviously, we had the moment with the roof closing as well, which Andy Murray put out a tweet and said, crazy to close it at that stage. There was an hour of light left, and then both players just had to wait 10 minutes where they did some light warm-ups. Not sure if that really affected Grigor or not. Obviously, there's going to be this narrative which is going around online. I've watched the last 4 games, and I've watched the warm-up between the 10 minutes. I've watched everything, and Dimitrov looked good up until about 2 points before he wasn't good. And there's something tweaked. And like you said, the rate that he was serving at, he was serving around about 143 miles an hour. He's the seventh fastest. He's the seventh fastest server in the whole tournament. That's to put that into perspective. So Grigor Dimitrov, it could have been his own downfall, really, by playing so well and hitting the ball so hard that his body, unfortunately, can't deal with that. And that's now 5 Grand Slams in a row where he's retired. And that's just so heartbreaking for such a great player. What more can you say about him? He's so good, but his just body is not.
And that's the record. That is the record. I don't think we're going to see anyone do that again, retiring for 5 consecutive Grand Slams. I think at that point, you've got to start listening to your body. And I fear the worst for Grigor. As much as we've seen probably his best ever tennis these last few years, I forget if it was last year or the year before. Might have been last year. But he was phenomenal. Really, really good. Yeah. Might have been 2 years ago. I know it's blending all into one these days. But he's certainly having a great spell towards the end of his career. And it is a sad way for it to go out. But you've got to start listening to your body. He's not a spring chicken anymore. He's getting older. And I think this is the end of Grigor Dimitrov, because he can't keep going and having these kind of heartbreaks. There was a moment, even when he was 2 sets up, I was thinking, how many times have we seen this script with Grigor? And he's going to find a way to lose this somehow. And obviously, I didn't think it was going to be, I didn't think it was, I think it was Bastian Facken said something similar. But I was thinking it before he said it as well, because it's happened his whole career. I mean, we was talking about when we first started the podcast, when we was doing it in person, however many years ago, 5 years ago. And we were speaking how with Grigor, there's always something what's going to happen where he's in control and he just loses, or he loses to someone you're not expecting him to lose. And why has he not won more ATP events for someone of his level? This doesn't actually feel fair to even say that, because it's a freak injury. And this could have been one of the few times where he would have broken that. But it's just made me feel like I was right in this scenario when I shouldn't have been, because I do truly believe if he wasn't to be injured, he was beating Jannik Sinner today. Whether that was in 3 or 4 sets, I think he had him.
Yeah, Sinner wasn't really... I mean, you can put it down to the injury. You can put it just down to how good Grigor was playing today and how Sinner... He was struggling with the surface a little bit today. I think that was the one thing. Normally, we see him dominating. Today, when there was somebody hitting the ball so hard into the corners and returning his serve so close to the baseline, he wasn't really adjusting very well. And I think like some of the commentary on the match, they said that he has much more recovery time in rallies on the other surfaces. That's why he's so good on the hard courts and on clay. But on grass, you don't get that opportunity to stay in the rallies so much. And Dimitrov was hitting so many winners. I think he hit around like 39 winners or something in those first 2 sets, something like that. In the 30s, Sinner was at 19. So he's nearly doubling up on Sinner's winners. Yeah, it was nearly a perfect performance by Grigor. Just a shame that it wasn't a 3-set match. That's all. It's a 5. If he had your new way of playing the slams, maybe he would have done all right. But unfortunately, it's a 5-set match, and he only made it 2.5.
Yeah, and we're going to speak about the quarterfinals in a second. We'll give our predictions as well. And that's going to be Sinner Shelton. Of course, big question mark whether he's going to play it. We don't know if we're even going to get that match. We'll have to wait for the results tomorrow. Let's speak about Novak Djokovic next. Yeah. I watched pretty much all of this match.
Great match.
And Alex de Minaur turned up. He was phenomenal.
Brilliant.
The scoreline does not reflect how the match went at all. It was Djokovic in 4. But de Minaur was was a better player for large spells of that.
Yep.
He was very, very unlucky to not win that fourth set 6-1. He had opportunities to
I
actually
know.
get to break and make it 5-1 and then serve for the set. But Djokovic was clinical, and you got to give him a lot of credit too, because I thought he served very well under pressure again today. He hit some big volleys when he needed to, some nice winners, and the big points he won. And Novak Djokovic, you saw how much it meant to him. Tactically was brilliant. I thought he was a bit wobbly the first 2 sets when he kept going for the drop shot when he didn't need to against the fastest player on tour. Not the wisest of decisions. But then once he
Got
went
angry,
back
didn't he?
to what he knew, yeah, well, he was angry, but he should have been, because his tactics were all a bit muddled at the first 2 sets. Then when he won that second, he was in the driving seat. It was a nice one because he didn't probably. It didn't feel like a 1-set all match at that point. It felt like de Minaur was the better player. It could have easily been 2 sets to love, but he's just experience. And then as it was going towards the end, when he got back on terms, it was always finished in 4 for me. I thought it might have been a tie break, but it was even quicker than that. And Djokovic turned the match around. And de Minaur, I think he's going to have a massive complex playing Novak Djokovic for the rest of his career, because he's just someone who he really struggles to beat. And Djokovic, I think, knows exactly what to do against him.
Yeah, I think you're right. And like you say, when you're watching that 4th set, it may have been 4-1, but he faced break point, and I think that was one of the biggest things in that game at 4-1. He saved the break point and then went on and broke Alex de Minaur. I think as soon as he made it 4-2, there was in my head, I thought 6-4. That's what I thought. Honestly, that's what I instantly thought. As soon as it went to 4-2, I thought he's winning this set 6-4. The way that it changed, it seemed like there was just a changing of the guard a little bit in the match, because Alex de Minaur was dominating the long rallies. Djokovic looked out of it. He looked like frustrated that he couldn't win the long rallies. He normally drags you into the deep water. He had to find something else. He had to find different tactics to beat Alex de Minaur. That's credit to Alex de Minaur, though. But yeah, Alex de Minaur wasn't really competitive. You see the last few games, look, love, 15 and love. So that's how you see it deflated, really, by that stage.
Djokovic was good on his serve. When it mattered, he was very, very good on his serve. He's the best server in the world at Wimbledon. Forget the speed, the precision, the way he throws the ball up. He can hit anywhere into the service court, service box, and the opponent doesn't know which way he's going to go, and de Minaur couldn't handle it. Nice to see Roger Federer there as well. Thanks for the reminder, Novak. He was there watching on, and they had a little joke at the end saying, I think this is the first time you've come to watch me, Roger, and I've won, because the other times he lost. So, good to see Roger there. He was obviously there all day. Mirra Andreeva loved it, seeing him. And, I don't think Grigor Dimitrov liked to see him because he cursed him.
Yeah, baby fed. That's what they call it, Grigor Dimitrov. But yeah, there's only one Roger Federer, that's for sure. I'm sure he was just watching on, like you saw there. He looked very concerned over the injury, and he probably just thought, oh no, I know that feeling, that sinking feeling when you have to retire from a tennis match, and when you have an injury which you know is probably going to take a long time to recover from. But well done, Djokovic. He's through to the next round. He's facing an Italian. It's not Yannick Sinner yet. It is another one who looked so good. Flavio Cobolli, or like John McEnroe said, Cobolli. That's a new one. He got it completely wrong, I think, Johnny Mac. But we'll let him off. He's getting on a little bit, isn't he? So, yeah, Flavio, anyway, this match against Cilic moaned, it's on at 11 in the morning. He said that we didn't have enough time to prepare for the match, apparently, because it was on too early. But still a good match, still very competitive. But Cobolli, so fast around the court. Talking about Alex de Minaur, take a look at some of his matches. He is fast and hard hitting too.
Cobolli's a really good player. And if you go back to April, he was on an 8-match losing streak. And then since then, won an ATP 250 title, ATP 500 title, now a Grand Slam quarterfinal and a top 20 debut. So it's all coming together for him. And he is, I think, certainly a top 20 player in the making, but top 10. I think top 10 is his level. I truly think he is a very complete player on all of the surfaces. And I love his movement. Like you say, he is fast, like an Alex de Minaur. Hits the ball very cleanly off both sides, and powerful too. I think he's an overall package. That's why I think he's a top 10 player. And Djokovic is going to be a little bit in trouble. I think he's going to have his work cut out, and we should get a really, really good match. The things against Cobolli is going to be the situation, the pressure, the moment. His idol, first time playing on a big court in centre court. He said in the after the match, "Oh, I really want to play on a big court." Well, you've got one for sure. It'll be a centre court match against the guy who's won there. Well, almost as many as anyone.
He's in his 16th quarterfinal, Djokovic now.
It's crazy, and I think the occasion could get to him, and that we could see that affect him. Plus, Djokovic, let's give him some credit. He's playing very well this tournament, and
little wobble.
I feel like that could be a step too far, but he's going to put him through his paces. I'm sure of it, because the difference between Cobolli and de Minaur is Cobolli, I think, has a bit more power in bigger moments, and I'm really excited to see how he gets on.
I think he's tightened up his accuracy as well and shots. I remember watching him play. I can't remember which clay court tournament it was, and he just looked a little bit all over the place. Like a lot of his shots were flying wide or long. But in this tournament, he looks like the real deal. I think it's just this year in general. He's really come to life. And this afterwards was just, I mean, this is what's been great, this Wimbledon. A lot of people have said, "Oh, this Wimbledon's rubbish. Oh, there's not enough of the big play." There's been a lot of people saying it, and I disagree. I completely disagree. I love seeing new talent come through, and I love seeing people getting to their first quarterfinals, their first big moments at slams. You get all of these moments. His dad was literally in tears. His brother as well, and he was laughing, wasn't he? He was like, "My dad's over there crying at the moment, and so is my brother." And his dad just couldn't stop. He was just like so proud. He's like, "I can't believe he's got to this stage." Now he's playing his idol, Novak Djokovic, on centre court. His maiden quarterfinal at a Grand Slam. Djokovic, this is his 16th Wimbledon quarterfinal. That's not to add all of the other quarterfinals on top of that one as well. It's just a crazy story. It's a brilliant matchup, and it's great for Italian tennis yet again. Like they need anything more to celebrate.
I feel like he's had a moment of that he's won it already, in the sense that this is his tournament win. He's got a mini tournament win in this, the big celebrations. What usually follows that is a big loss in the next round. A big humbling, because it's like you can just have a deep breath, like, "Oh, look what I've achieved." When sometimes if you calm down all the celebrations, easier said than done, and then go again, you've got more of a chance in that match. But I think it's going to be a big ask. But we'll find out in our predictions in a moment. Let's speak about some of the women's ones, then we'll give our predictions.
Wow. Still got some of the men's just to speak about.
We'll go back to Shelton in a second. Let's go to Iga next, because Iga's my champion. She beat Clara Tauson.
She did.
And I know you want to skip past her, but surely she's favourite to win the whole thing over Saber?
No, I don't think she'll be favourite over Saber, but I think that she'll definitely be gaining confidence the more this tournament goes through. She only dropped one set so far this tournament, and this was a nice, convincing win against Clara Tauson, who I don't think she needed to be so vocal that she wasn't feeling very well during the match and after the match with Iga. And Iga post-match talk was more about Tauson being sick than it was about her playing well and actually beating her. So, yeah, I mean, Iga just did what Iga does. Now she's doing it on grass courts, which we hoped she would do years ago. And now we're getting to see it. So now she's got a tough match in the next round, Samsonova. can she do it again? It's a tougher match still. Tauson's tough. Samsonova's tougher.
I don't think so. I think Samsonova will be okay. My worry is obviously Mirra Andreeva. It will be a real challenge, that one. And Mirra Andreeva could beat Iga. I'm kind of joking when I think she's favourite, because I think you've got Mirra Andreeva, who is phenomenal, and Sabalenka, who is great value to get to a Grand Slam final. In the final, we've seen her falter this year, but maybe this is the one she wins.
I'm not sure. It's difficult to say. It's really open on the women's side, but I'm absolutely like loving all of this off the court action that's going on as well. Obviously we had this weird stuff with Iga telling everyone her favorite meal is pasta and strawberries. I've never heard anything like this. Here's a picture of it for anybody watching. Have you ever had anything like this in your life?
I mean, that's disgusting. Cobolli's probably shaking somewhere looking at this.
Yeah, the Italians, I doubt that they have this on the menu for sure. Maybe it's a Wimbledon special with the strawberries in it. Maybe they knock that one up for her.
Disgusting, not for me.
But Mirra Andreeva, breath of fresh air as always, especially in interviews. If you get a chance to go back, she got interviewed with her coach, which is Conchita Martinez. Yeah, I mean, obviously Conchita Martinez is a former Wimbledon champion. She defeated Navratilova. The way that she talks to her, it's bizarre to me, but it's so hilarious. She's sort of digging her out for the whole entire interview, telling her, oh, yeah, look, I'm going to keep on saying to her, look, you look great. And she's like, are you sure? Look, I want you to pay me more money because I'm giving you more of a positive attitude. And then she's like, oh, I'll have to speak to your manager. She's just outside or something.
She's a superstar. She's honestly a superstar on the court, off the court. Her career is going to be very long because relevant to what she does on the tennis court, she's always going to have a job in the media because of her camera presence and the way she talks, her personality, her humor. Very interesting, funny. I'm willing her on with everything. She is the youngest lady to reach the Wimbledon quarterfinal since Maria Sharapova in 2005. 18 years at the start of the tournament, or 18 years and 62 days to be exact. The exact same age Sharapova did it in, which is incredible. So she's doing everything right. And we saw how much she was excited to see Roger Federer there. Probably when she was born, Roger Federer was playing Wimbledon at that kind of time, which is insane. And I think she'll be secretly confident.
I think she should be. Like, that's what they were talking about in that interview, weren't they? They're like, how far have you been telling her you think she can go? And then she was like, oh, it's a secret. We're not allowed to tell you this one. But she believes that her player...
The goal's got to be to win it if you're that good.
I think that she has all of the tools to be able to win it. Definitely. And the way that she won this last match against Navarro. Navarro's been having a great tournament. 6-2, 6-3. Comfortable. Wasn't any trouble whatsoever.
Levels.
Yeah, really is levels. And now she's facing in a quarterfinal. It's going to be, and you were just talking about maybe she wasn't born when Roger Federer was playing. Well, here's a picture of her next opponent, Belinda Bencic, when she was 12 years old with Roger Federer. Here we go. It's a nice photo, isn't it? Quite sweet. But look at her now. In 2025, she reached her first Wimbledon quarterfinals with Roger at the tournament. That's the next match.
I didn't see this match. And I'm not that confident that she can do anything to Mirra Andreeva. I think it will be a straight set victory.
Yeah, it was an underdog victory. Alexandrova was the favourite, but Bencic got the win, 7-6, 6-4 in that match. Definitely Andreeva will be the favourite, but don't put anything past Bencic. She's one of those funny players as well, which sometimes turns up and has a big performance. I think that Mirra Andreeva is the future, though. Anyway, let's move on to Shelton because there's a good stat here about Shelton, which I wanted to bring up as well. Thanks to Bastian Focken again. It's about his dad more than it's about him. Back in 1994, Brian Shelton came just one game from reaching the Wimbledon quarterfinals, which would have been his best result at a Grand Slam. And 31 years later, he was in attendance to see his son Ben reach the Wimbledon quarterfinals. How can you not be romantic about sports? And there you go. There he is.
He looks the same.
It's crazy.
Got the same eyes. Yeah, it looks identical.
Same laugh and smile as well. I've noticed on the sidelines. Yeah. This is what I like about both of them and the Cobolli team. There's all the family there. Everybody's there, like cheering everyone on.
I like both of them.
Yeah, they're both great.
Very young as well, both of them. You've got to remember they're going to be around for some time.
Something about this tournament, it's breeding new stars, and there's like this sense of family and the sense of community, and I love it. Celebration. Are we going to see both of them go one step further, Cobolli and Ben Shelton? Is this the tournament of new stars coming through? Mirra Andreeva. It's pretty incredible. This is how tennis evolves, don't forget.
So Sonego's not going to want to play Ben Shelton ever again.
Poor Sonego.
How many times has he faced him? Keeps getting him in all the slams, keeps losing to him. It's really sad for him. He needs to try to avoid Ben Shelton at this point because he seems to have his number, despite him playing very well when it being extremely close. All of the sets, I couldn't really call them. Ben Shelton just had a little bit more in them moments. Some good serves when it matters, some nice volleys too. And he's flying the flag for America, 22 years old. And now, with what's happened with Jannik Sinner, you could say he's a favourite.
Nah, I wouldn't say favourite yet until we get the results back.
You don't, so how can he not be a favourite? If Sinner doesn't play the match, then he's a favourite, right, to then win the whole thing.
What? I thought you meant to win the match. Yeah, Sinner doesn't play. He's definitely
a favourite to win the whole. Ben Shelton is a favourite to win the whole thing because for me, I'm 50-50 whether Sinner's going to play.
To win the whole thing, what, the whole of Wimbledon?
For sure, yeah.
I think you're forgetting there's other players still left in.
I see Alcaraz as a favourite.
Yeah.
And I see Ben Shelton as a favourite, and I see Djokovic as a favourite.
But they can't all be a favourite. One of them.
Well, they're three favourites.
No, there can be a first, second, and third.
Okay, they're my top three favourites.
Which order?
Because Sinner, I'm not sure if he's going to be playing.
Ooh.
If Sinner's fit and he's playing, for me, it's a Sinner-Alcaraz final. If Sinner's not fit, I'm not sure between Djokovic or Shelton. I think that's a good match.
Is there any way
I probably would edge Shelton.
Is there any way we can put a bet on at the US Open we get Shelton Sonego, and then we've got the Grand Slam of the whole year. They've played at the Australian Open, the French Open, Wimbledon, US Open. It has to happen, surely.
Does part of you not want to see Shelton Djokovic though, Ben?
Oh, for sure.
Shelton just to do the little phone and go like this after he beats Djokovic at Wimbledon, puts it down on him.
Well, the problem with
would you cry if he did that?
I probably would shed a small tear, but that would just probably be the first set, which normally happens to Djokovic. And then we've seen it time and time again. This is the big problem. You can be a big server, but you need so much more than that to be able to get past Djokovic. You can be fast, but without the serve, that's still not enough. You need everything, every single tool working in your toolkit to beat Djokovic. And I think now, seeing that little Sinner injury, his eyes would have opened up a little bit, thinking, oh, hello. If I can get past Cobolli, if Cobolli can just come on and just go, can I get an autograph on my shirt at the end if I let you win? Yeah, there you go. Done. You got your centre court. There you go. You can come around. Apparently, his son's got an autograph off of him. He's got apparently an autograph off everybody. Apart from Djokovic. He doesn't want his dad's autograph on his hat, which I think is a bit mean. Come on, your dad's the greatest.
There as well.
Yeah, he's got them all. He said he's literally got everybody apart from his. He doesn't want his one. He said he's over the moon to have played tennis with Cobolli the other day. He said he loves
tennis so much.
Yeah. He said, I'll accept that, I guess.
Pretty funny.
God bless him. Right. I think we should get on to some predictions now. Do you not? All right, I've got it already. We've got the men's up first. Here we go. We got Fritz Hachanov as the first one, which is, some might say, probably one of the tougher ones to call.
I'll let you go first.
Fritz in 4.
Okay. I'm going to have Hachanov in 4.
Oh, how dare you. Hachanov. That one, I'm already winning now. I can feel it.
This one, I'll have Alcaraz in 3.
I think we're both going for the same on this one.
You can't copy me, Ben. Come on.
Why? Copy.
You said you like Norrie.
No, I'm not convinced. Even though Alcaraz can drop a set, I think that Norrie's going to be a Norrie in this match. I think he'll be serving for the first set at 5-4, then he'll lose the game, and then he'll lose it on a tie break. Cobolli versus Djokovic.
It's your turn.
I'm going to be going Djokovic. I think it has to be in 4.
I'm going to go Djokovic in 5.
Ugh, hope not. Right, and then we've got Sinner Shelton.
Well, we don't know if it's going to play, so I don't know how I can predict this one.
I'm going to go Shelton just in case it does happen, and I think it would be. I think it probably, if he does play, he's going to be playing with an injury. He probably might be able to get one set, and that's about it.
Maybe so do you think Sinner's going to play and just be injured and struggle?
Yeah, maybe he just retires. Actually, he plays the match and just retires. But okay, I'll go.
You're going to write that in there as a prediction, and then you get
retirement
if it happens.
Do you get extra points for retirement? Okay.
But if you call it, then you can get 3 points.
Oh, can I get more if I predict retirement?
5 you get points. 5. Yeah.
Okay. Sinner retires. There you go. That's my.
That's a 5-pointer. If it happens,
We've got to add that in there. Retirement. 5 point. Right, there you go. We just added a new section.
Okay, I'm gonna have Sinner winning in 4.
And that counts if he doesn't play the match as well, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, okay. Sinner in 4. Cool. Right. Let us know in the comment section as well who you are picking for your quarterfinals, if you agree or disagree. Right. Here we go. This is the most entertaining one at the top, I think. Sabalenka versus Laura Siegemund.
It's got to be Siegemund in straights.
Siegemund.
No. Stop.
So I just put her in the final now for you.
I can't predict her because I don't know who she is. Like, I don't understand her. I've watched her for the last 5 years on the podcast, and I've seen a lot of events she's played in, but I've never seen her do or play
an enigma
like this. And she's had a nice draw. Surely it's Saba in straights. Surely.
I mean, Saba's but neither have got the set, have they?
I can't be doing like ridiculous picks.
Who's she beaten? She's beaten Stearns, Fernandez, and Keys and Sierra. Whereas
it's quite crazy.
She's beaten Branstein, Buskova, Raducanu, Mertens. Yeah, I think
hard to draw.
Yeah. So you're going Sabalenka straight sets. I think we could see a little wobble, but I don't think it'll be enough. I think it'll be Saba in 3.
Okay.
Anisimova versus Pavlyuchenkova. I'll go Anisimova in 3.
I'll have Anisimova in straights.
Anisimova. That means Pavlyuchenkova's going to win this one. Feel it already.
That's going to happen.
Yeah, I've got a bad feeling now about that one. Andreeva, Bencic. I think you already gave the game away on your one, didn't you?
Andreeva in straights.
Andreeva. I think it has to be, to be honest. I think her game's far superior to Belinda Bencic. I think Bencic's done well to get this far. And Iga versus Samsonova. Surely Samsonova.
Go for it if you really think it. She just want her to lose, but
no, I would want that.
You've lost the women's one anyway. You might as well just let me have my win.
She hasn't dropped a set yet.
Alcaraz.
She hasn't dropped a set yet, Samsonova. Whereas Iga, she's had a tougher draw, to be fair. Iga, Polina Kudermetova, Katie McNally, Daniel Collins, Clara Tauson. Samsonova's had Bowsas, Monero, Kasatkina, Starbdudsaver, and Joint. It's not that bad.
Wait,
yeah.
She was your semi-finalist.
I'll go Samsonova in 3.
No way. I'll have Iga in straights, please.
Iga in straights. All right, let us know in the comments if you agree or disagree with our predictions. It's looking pretty tasty. I'll go back to the men's just to show you we've got there again. There you go. Have a little look. You can pause that and then write yours in the comments section. That's it. All done.
Perfect. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. And all eyes now on Yannick Sinner. Is he going to be fit to play Ben Shelton? If he does, can he play at 100%? Does he have enough in the chamber? Cobolli, Djokovic, is Cobolli going to just struggle with the occasion? It's possible. Iga, I think she's going to be all right. Andreeva, watch out. She's going to be totally fine, I think. And Saba, can she beat the beast? One of the greatest players at this year's Wimbledon, Sigmund.
Wait and see.
Like and subscribe.